Good morning, Titans.
Today is Friday, December 12th. I'm Madison Carter.
And I'm Kyle Swanigan. So, Madison, how's it feel to be back behind the anchor desk after such a long break?
It's great to be back, Kyle. Too bad we only have one more show until the semester's over.
Well, I'm glad to have you back because we have a lot to cover. So let's get those bells jingling and get on with the show. For junior James Kelly, today is a day of celebration like no other. December 12th is a very special 12-year anniversary. Reporters Mason Lagerstrom and Russell Steinhardt have James's story.
James Kelly may seem like your average high school student. What many don't know is at the age of 2, James had leukemia.
I only had it all the way till I was 5. And right now I've been 11 years cancer-free and I'm coming up on my 12th pretty soon.
The odds of getting cancer as an adolescent is 1 to 285 kids. When Kelly and his family found out he had cancer, they were devastated.
When I got told I had cancer, they kind of told my mom because I was only 2, so I was too young to understand what that was at the time. And it didn't really scare me when he said it because I couldn't understand what that meant. But when I saw my mom and dad started to cry and they would seem really worried, that's when I got the most worried because I thought there was something wrong.
Well, he went in for his blood test the day before, and I just knew that night when I got home that it was going to be leukemia. And I told my dad to be prepared the next day when we actually got the results because I knew that he wasn't going to be severely anemic, that it was going to be leukemia. I just knew, I just had the gut feeling in my stomach, I just knew.
Cancer patients are some of the least found patients in a hospital. Because James had leukemia, doctors had constant eyes watching and monitoring him.
I was on the floor with other kids my age that had cancer, so I wasn't really treated much differently. Some of us were treated differently depending on how sick we were, but for the most part we were treated all the same.
Cancer is a rough process for not only patients, but parents as well. For Kelly, this was a battle they were ready to fight.
Yeah, the next day when we went back and they confirmed that my suspicions were right and it was leukemia, it wasn't a battle I was about to lose, and there was no other choice but to kick it, and save my son's life. He's like the most important thing in my life, and there was just no other choice but to win and get over it, and he did.
James was cancer-free at age 5. To him and his parents, this was the best news they've gotten in their whole lives, even to this day.
December 12th this December 12th will be his 12-year cancer-free anniversary, so Friday, and it was like the best day of my life. You couldn't get better news than that. And now seeing him on the football field is just so amazing.
I feel really accomplished because, as I said, when I was little, all I wanted to do was play football, and now I'm going to be starting my second year of varsity here pretty soon. And I just love playing it every day. It makes me so happy, and I have a girlfriend. Shout out to Lexi. She's awesome. She helps me through a lot, and I'm really glad she's around now.
Today is James' 12th year being cancer-free, so congratulations to James. Signing off for your Titan TV, I'm Mason Lagerstrom.
Earlier this week, choir held a concert at Wood Creek High School. Kyle, George Nowak, and Jamie Hughes were there to get the high notes of the performance.
On Monday and Tuesday, the Titan Choir program presented their annual winter concert at Wood Creek High School. Choirs including show choir, baritone choir, SATB mixed jazz choir, treble choir, SSA treble jazz choir, and junior Titan choir all sang at the performance. Choir wasn't the only program that had a performance recently. Last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, our Titan dancers had yet another sold-out show. Charles Lemon, George Nowak, and myself got jiggy with it and spoke with senior Brian Dang about the event.
The show was very successful. We sold out I believe a week ahead. Friday and Saturday were sold out by the time we got to the week of the show. So the only show that everyone could have bought or went in for was Thursday. So I believe in total we sold almost 1,800, maybe a little bit more tickets. We had 600 people in the seats every night that we were there. And as just a show, it was really cool to see that we sold out before we could have put on social media or we put any posters around the school. And then just as a program, how we did, I think we did phenomenal. I mean, we worked hard. We're a young group, you know what I'm saying? We worked hard. We put in hours and we got a great show. People loved it. Some people said it was our best show that we ever did. And yeah, like salute to the dance program. Like we put in work, you know what I'm saying? We put hours and we sweat for it. So we put on a phenomenal show and it was really awesome to see that people came out to support us.
For those of you taking the ACT tomorrow, be sure to get a good night's sleep and eat a healthy breakfast. And don't forget to report to your testing locations before 7:45 a.m.
An abundance of students on campus have tattoos, but how is it that minors are able to do this? Reporters Madison Carter and Jamie Hughes went beneath the skin to find out how.
It is not uncommon to see students on campus displaying their personal tattoos. The permanent pieces of art on teens' bodies are usually a symbolic reference of a special person, event, or moment in their lives.
I got a tattoo on my arm with all my baby siblings from youngest to oldest with praying hands, saying God's blessing, because I feel like all my little siblings look up to me and they're really a blessing in my life. And I love them all, so I thought it was a good idea for me to get them tatted on my arm.
The meaning of my trust none, fear none is that I trust no one except for my family, and I fear no one. The one on my left forearm is my grandma's name with a dove on it, and my one on my right forearm is my niece's birthday.
I was 15 when I got my first tattoo. It was with Mr. at his house, and I got my mom's name because everything she's done for me, and I got it right here.
There appears to be many misunderstandings regarding the legalities of minors receiving their tattoos. According to California Penal Code Section 639653, every person who tattoos or offers to tattoo a person under the age of 18 years is guilty of a misdemeanor. District Attorney Media Officer Shelley Oriao said it is the responsibility of local law enforcement to enforce citations or report cases. However, these cases are rarely reported. Numerous students on campus who are under the age of 18 have received tattoos with parent consent. Sophomore Jade Harriel is one of the youngest on campus who received her first tattoo at the age of 15.
Well, my first tattoo, I got it over the summer, and it stands for my dad, but it says Poppy's girl, Mr. And then I got a tattoo over the weekend with the rose, and then that says Melissa on it, and it stands for my mom.
Jade Harriel and her brother Mr. have full family support on receiving their tattoos.
My dad doesn't really care if we get tattoos because they have meaning to him. It's an understanding with parents. Like, if you get a tattoo that has a meaning, it's a whole different perspective because it means something to you, and at the end of the day, if you feel comfortable with it, then it shouldn't matter what everyone else thinks.
Being a family tradition, senior Isaac Rhodes has had his family's name tattooed on his back.
I got my last name, Rhodes, tattooed on my back when I was 16. I got it done at a friend's house, and I got it because it's what my dad had. So me and my brother decided to get like a tribute tattoo for my dad, and then it's something that we intend to start a family tradition with our children and their children, and so on.
The minimally prosecuted law is not restraining teens from getting these symbolic pieces of art. For Titan TV News, I'm Madison Carter. Titans, finals are coming up fast. If you're in need of some studying, make sure you attend Cocoa and Cram. Reporters Isaiah Weatherford and Alex Bittner talked to Mrs. Krista Myers for more information.
Cocoa and Cram this semester will be next Wednesday. We changed the time from 3 to 5 so that more people can come right after school. It'll be in the cafeteria. We're going to have NHS tutors. Miss Nazal from the Learning Center is going to send all of her all tutors. So the library will also be open, but the tutors will be in the cafeteria. And we're just hoping that everyone comes out, drink some hot chocolate, study for your finals, and send everyone off to break.
Now making her debut as an anchor, we have Bailey Hawkins with this week's Sports Corner.
Hello Titans, I'm Bailey Hawkins in this week's Sports Corner. The varsity wrestling team hosted a dual home meet against Ponderosa on Wednesday. The Bruins won 59-12. Reporter Sergi Ischuk was at the match.
The Titan Wrestlers faced off against the Ponderosa Bruins on Wednesday night. This was their first league meet of the season against a high-ranked Bruin. The Titans came prepared for a tough night and gave the Bruins a fight. There was valiant efforts from the Titans such as Dominic Van Dam, Isaac Rhodes, and Nazar Small, all coming away with wins. However, the Titans finished the night with a loss of 59-12. Serhii Serhijevic, Titan TV News.
The boys and girls basketball seasons are in full swing. Let's get started with highlights from the varsity boys game on Tuesday night against visiting Rockland. Reporters Russell Steinhardt and Mason Lagerstrom were there.
The game started slow with the Titans leading 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Titans picked up pace with Isaiah Hardy hitting back-to-back threes. The second half started slow for the Titans, but with the end of the third quarter, Kai Tees hit a buzzer-beater three to close out the quarter. The beginning of the fourth quarter, both defenses were going strong, but the momentum changed for the Titans after Kyle Durham's dunk. At the end of the day, the Antelope Titans beat the Rockland Thunder 69-64. I'm Russell Steinhardt, signing off for your Channel 5 Titan TV.
Both the boys and girls teams won their respective tournaments last weekend. The girls finished 3-0 in the Roseville tournament, defeating Nevada Union, Rockland, and Granite Bay. The boys won the West Campus tournament, defeating Rio Linda, Rosemont, and Galena. Madison Carter talked to junior Everett Campbell and freshman Nia Johnson about their victories.
We won it all. We won the championship. It was pretty good. Our team is looking pretty good this year. We should go far in playoffs and win a lot more tournaments, and it's going to be a good season. This weekend we have the Titan Holiday Classic at home for our Antelope tournament, and we have some pretty good teams in our tournament, and it's going to be some good competition. But we should do pretty good, and it's going to be a good tournament.
We won the tournament, so we're looking pretty good right now. Since we are such like a young team, I feel like there's higher expectations to fill, and but I feel like we're gonna like do really good in the season and just work hard every day in practice and stuff.
That's all we have for this week's Sports Corner. I'm Bailey Hawkins. Now back to Madison and Kyle.
Thanks, Bailey. That's all we have for this week, Titans.
We wish you a Merry Friday
and a happy weekend.